Hello, hello, hello. First of all, I want to officially welcome you to Scentsy. This is our first of many title specific Zooms for the month. And this one is all for you, Essential Consultants. So let me introduce myself, give you a little bit of who I am, and kind of start from the beginning. So I'm Jacqui Duran. If I am not your direct sponsor, the sponsor is whoever it is that you signed up under with Scentsy, and you may have a director as well. If that's it may or may not be me. It kind of depends because we do have directors on the team. So you may have a director, so you'll have a sponsor, a director. I am your official star director. And then, of course, we have our superstar director, Tracy DeMario. So that's kind of how the chain works in regards to who is who. So I am a star director for the team hashtag Scent365 Tribe. I have been with Scentsy for quite a while. I joined in January of 2012. I know, 2012. Seems like so long ago, but here we are. Um, and I will tell you that I originally joined Scentsy as a hobby. I was introduced to Scentsy and I really fell in love with the product. I have always loved candles, but always having to find new candles. And if you're a candle person, then you kind of know what that's like, right? Like you got to find the right candle with the right scent because you know you got to warm and burn that thing until it's gone, right? So, and then of course, if you're going to run errands, you got to remember blow it out, things like that, right? So I loved the scent fragrance of the candles, didn't like everything else that came with it. So when Scentsy was introduced to me, I was all in. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Like, look at all these different scents I could choose from. You mean I can change the fragrance anytime I want? Oh my goodness. So I was head over heels in love with the product. I had no intention of working this for any other reason other than I want to be able to order it when I want to, right? And I had told some friends about it and they were excited and they were interested going, hey Jacqui, are you going to start doing this because I'll buy it from you? And I was like, okay, I'll give this a go. And so I joined and it really kind of stayed that hobby for me. I didn't really jump right into it. I didn't do too much with it. And it was probably about the year and a half mark that I really started looking at the opportunity of Scentsy because I started seeing and listening to leaders within Scentsy and other people doing Scentsy about how they were able to, you know, supplement their income, right? With this opportunity. And so I was like, that would be kind of nice because at that time my husband and I were quite literally living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. And it was something to be able to, outside of my work, I worked full time. My husband worked, and we had opposite shifts. In the beginning days when I first joined Scentsy, I was working the overnight shift at the hospital, and my husband was working a day shift just for a job that he was able to take that fit the hours, right? Like it was nothing he was excited to go to. And so that's kind of how things went. So I really didn't make Scentsy a priority, didn't really do much with it. But it wasn't until, like I said, about that 1 year, 1.5 year mark that I was like, I see these people over here doing things, and I would like to be able to do things with this. So I thought, well, I'll put some effort behind it. I started keeping myself accountable and really looking for somebody that I could connect with because I needed somebody who um, was thinking like I was because at that time, right? Remember, schedules were crazy. And I really didn't have customers who were interested in doing home parties, things like that. And I didn't really have a lot of encouragement or help saying, well, these are other ways that you can work this business. I had to really search to find a way that was going to work for me. And I knew that that had to be something to do with online because honestly, I really didn't have any time to do anything else. I didn't have the time to do anything else other than try and focus on online business building. And so I went to YouTube and I found a handful of fellow Scentsy consultants who were really focused on let's get more social media into the mix of this. And it was like, oh my gosh, you guys are totally speaking my language. And I will tell you from that point on, everything changed for me. So I finally had people that I could look to, ask questions, and really were thinking again, they were very like minded with me, right? They were looking to do this online and make it that kind of a business. And that is really the driving force that pushed me forward. So I did start a YouTube channel. Um, and I will tell you if you were to go to my YouTube channel and see some of my early videos in like 2013, 2014, oh my goodness, like I look at them and I'm like, oh gosh, why did anybody even watch this? But, we all have to start somewhere, right? And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything be fancy. And that was one thing that I just really loved about it. And so I just started sharing. And as I started building my business, as I started having people join my team, is when it really, again, clicked, right? I had another moment where it was like, hmm, this is now my side hustle. And that is really what started driving me more or less towards my why at the time. Like I said, I had a career at the health system that I worked for. And I knew that I was just going to work until the day I retired. And that was it, right? That's what I put myself through school for. That's what I put all the hours in towards. And I never thought that I would do anything else. So for me, it really just became this side hustle that I was doing. So it was something to look forward to after I would leave work. I was like, oh my gosh, what a crappy day. I want to go home and I want to make people happy. And I want to send them fragrance and I want to do thank yous and all the things, all the things. It truly was my happy place. And that kind of went on for a while. And I had promoted, I had taken on different jobs within the health system, and I was in a management position. I really felt that I was finally in my groove. I was doing really well. I was making a name for myself within my company. Um, and then the ball kind of dropped. And I was told that my team that I led, they were going to be outsourced. And my immediate concern was, of course, for my team because that's just who I am and how I think. And so I kind of talked that out with my VP at the time, what we were going to do with my team, how we were going to kind of redistribute work. And then the conversation kind of turned to, well, we've now taken care of the team situation. Kind of leaves your position not really needed. Come again? What? What? So I was kind of given a choice that I could retire early. I could take a severance package for being with my company for so long and go our separate ways, or I could move into another department and the way I looked at it, kind of start the ladder walk all over again, right? Start climbing again back up to the top to figure out what I was really going to do. And so my husband and I prayed about this. We talked about this, had lots of conversations about this. It was very stressful for me. And my why changed again. And my why then became, I do have this Scentsy thing over here. And I know that if I put effort into it, I know I can make something out of it. My husband gave me 6 months to make something out of it. He said, I'm going to give you 6 months, right? Figure out if this is going to do anything for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back out into the workforce, right? Like we were not a one income home at that time. So it was like, okay, that's kind of what has to happen. That's what happens. And I put my back into it because let me tell you, when you have the option to say you either make this work or you don't, I really wanted to make this work. And that was a really big why. It was a really big driving force for me and a motivating force for me. I am happy to say that I not only made this work, this is my full-time job. I do work from home. I do own my own Scentsy business, right? This is me. This is me. I am the CEO. I don't have to ask for a day off. I don't have to worry about virtual school. Um, this is now me doing what I wanted to do. And let me just tell you guys that this didn't come easy. For me, it didn't come quick. I have seen very many within Scentsy who, from the get-go, knew exactly what they wanted. Boom, pedal to the metal, right? They were off and running. And that's fantastic. And I love to see consultants really just instantly know what it is that they want or need or want to happen out of this business, and they make it happen. I love that. I was not one of those people. So the moral of my story is to tell you that your journey is yours alone. It doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to look like your sponsors. It doesn't have to look like the people that you follow on Facebook or Instagram or on YouTube. This is all about you and what you want out of this business and what you want to give to this to get to where you want to be in this business. This is a personal choice that you have to make. Now, I will tell you, there's nothing wrong with doing this as a hobby. It is super fun, and I did it for a while, right? There is nothing wrong with doing this for side or a second income or even a third income, right? Like I want to do this when I can, kind of a thing. This gives you the flexibility to do literally anything you want with it. And I think that that is where the beauty lies, is that we can make those decisions. Now, you've already made a really good decision, and that was to join. And so, again, I want to welcome you to Scentsy. And I want to say that if you dream big and if you work hard, you can do exactly what it is that you set out to do. I will say that it is important to set goals for yourself. I truly, truly believe in affirmations and like setting a dream board, setting those goals, really visualizing the life that you want and knowing that you have the power to make that happen if that's what you want to do. Because let me tell you, from somebody who I am not a salesperson, I can tell you that if I can do this, you can do this. You can do it if that's what you want to do. Now, when you are here as an essential consultant, this is kind of a really magical time, right? Because the sky is kind of the limit right now for you. So you really have to take time, and I encourage you to take time to sit down and really think about, what do you want right now? What is your why? Why did you join Scentsy? What is it that you want out of this business for you, your family, your lifestyle? Fill in the blank. Having that and keeping that in mind is going to be your motivation. It's going to be the thing that drives you. It's going to be the thing that gets you into the power seat to say, this is why I'm going to drive my business, and this is why I'm going to make this work. I'm here to tell you that you can do the hard things. You can. So hopefully you've had a moment to go ahead and log into your workstation. Your workstation is your office, okay? So that is where all the magic happens, is in the workstation. My best advice as you are getting to know the workstation is to simply start clicking. I know, right? Trust me, you cannot break it. And trust me, you can't accidentally order a whole bunch of Scentsy unless you also accidentally get your credit card out and start putting in the number, okay? So practice, practice, practice. I will tell you that I personally learn quicker when I'm hands-on, when I'm actually doing it. So I spent a lot of time when I was a first essential consultant, right? And during my essential consultant time, I would sit around and I would not really play pretend, but in a sense, I would sit down and say, okay, what if I had a $400 party? What would that look like? How do I put in the host rewards? What does it look like? Right? Like, I wanted to know how to do those things because I had a great fear that that day would happen and I wouldn't know what to do. And so I wanted to make sure that I was prepared, and I really kind of had an idea, at least, of how to do that. And I think that that is really something to take pride in, is that ability to say, I want to learn how to do this and I'm going to figure this out, right? This is able to be done. So I encourage you, when you have time, when you want to sit down and start working your business, is to really get familiar with the workstation. Now, of course, you have your dashboard. That is there. That's like your splash page, right? That's when you log on, that's what you see. You will see important notices or information there. You will also be able to see right from that first page where you are, where your goals are, and where you are on the getting started checklist. There are amazing videos. If you are on your workstation and on the toolbar, you see the Scentsy Success. You can go into the training section and type in the search bar anything you'd like. But I will highly recommend opening your workstation, going to Scentsy Success, clicking on training, and clicking on the topics, and specifically the new consultant. You are going to find amazing resources there of how to enter an order, how to operate the workstation, which can help, right? There are many things in there that are going to help you get acclimated and really feeling comfortable when you're on the workstation. The account tab is the tab where you can go in, and as you first join, you do have your personal website, or what we call the PWS, personal website, way to remember it, okay? Your website is free to you for the first 90 days. And that's a pretty big thing, right? Especially for people, if you're like me at all, right? Most of us are right now, is that social media is there, and that's what's helping us drive our business. So being able to have that personal website and be able to send that out to people to shop online so that they can order from you, it's going to be a great, great thing. After the first 3 months, you will be charged $10 a month to keep your PWS, or your personal website, I almost said workstation, your personal website up and running. Now, as you're first starting your business, $10 may seem like, do I really need to spend that? Here's one of the reasons why you really should. One of the main reasons is that no one can join your team unless you have a website. So the only way for someone to join your team is to click the join button, just like you did, and join Scentsy. They have to do that through your website. So that is one of the most important reasons to have your website active. The second, and pretty important too, right, is the fact that it's going to help you in the sales portion of your business. And especially as Scentsy is known for now, we have lots of limited time offers that happen between our Disney licensing, Marvel, Star Wars. I mean, honestly, and the NFL, everything just keeps getting better. And a lot of these limited time offers are only available through your website. So, again, just another reason why it's such an important expense to be able to do and to put back into that business, especially if you want this to start making you income and to help you build this into the business you want. We also have fabulous resources. Now, hopefully you guys are on your, if your sponsor has a team page, hopefully you are on that and keyed into that. You may have a director that is not myself. They may also have a team page that you'll want to get connected with. I do have my page for everyone in my group, and that is the hashtag Scent365 tribe. That is where every single Tuesday I come on live and I do a training on a different topic. That is where any training resources that I give, any documents, any files are uploaded. There are so many resources on that page that I'm adding to constantly that I really am trying to make it a really great place for you to find information. Along with that, we also have the Scented Bliss Facebook group, which is Tracy DeMario, your Superstar Directors Facebook group. And again, just yet another example of all the fantastic resources that are available for you on these groups. Because people like myself who have been doing Scentsy for a while, trust me, we've been adding things to these pages for so long, and we continue to add to them today because we want you to have all of the resources that you can possibly have, because everybody is going to work this business differently. Your business is going to look business from hers. Hers is going to look different from mine. Mine is going to look different than his. Everybody is going to have their own way to do it, and everybody's going to need different resources or get to the point to where they need new resources at a point in time in their business. So you want to make sure that you are really dialed in specifically to those Facebook pages, because trust me, they will help you. They will help you a lot. And you're also going to be able to network and get to know your fellow team members, fellow consultants. And those are going to be big, important people in your Scentsy journey, because let me tell you, the community within Scentsy, I have never found anything like it. And even coming from a huge health system where we were a non-for-profit system, I mean, they still are, but I will tell you that I have way more of a community within Scentsy than I ever did at my job. It's true. And I think that the community and the people within Scentsy are one of the main reasons that a lot of us stick with it, because I can tell you that the friends that I make and have made through Scentsy are friends for life. Life. And I'm somebody who never would have thought that. It's a really great thing to have. And I want you guys to realize that you can have that. You can have the community, the resources, and everything you need to be as successful as you would choose to be, and whatever success looks like for you. So you have the workstation, you have the training in the workstation that you can look at. You have the Facebook groups that you have. Now, your sponsor is always there to be able to help out when you're looking for something. Here in this group, We are all here working towards the same thing. Most of us are here working this as a business. Some of us are still working this as a hobby. So, depending on where you fall, you may want to reach out to different groups of people, depending on what you're really looking for. Just know that one of the important things with this is that you truly do have people that you can go to, and it really is a blessing. Now, I will also tell you that I personally, and I know lots of other leaders with Scentsy, we have really worked hard to put a lot of content on our YouTube channel. So find someone who inspires you, or multiple people who inspire you. That's kind of how it works for me. And those are going to be resources that you're going to find that will continue to help you hone and define your business as you grow. Your very first thing as an essential consultant is you have 2 awards that you can earn in the beginning of your Scentsy journey. Shooting Star is the first award, and that is if you hit 500 PRV within your first 15 days, you earn the Shooting Star Award. It's pretty special. Now, the next award that you have is your sensational start. And there are 3 levels to sensational start: 1, 2, and 3. Now, there are different ways to earn each level, but sensational start encompasses the first 70 days of your Scentsy business. Now, both shooting star and sensational start, the days start ticking from the day that you joined. So even if you may not have your starter kit yet, don't worry, because you do have your websites, and you do have your workstation, and you do have your Facebook groups. And of course, there's YouTube as like the cherry on top. So there are ways to still start working at that business, scheduling a launch party, and that can be in person, it could be online, however you choose to do it. And you're able to do that with your website to be able to place orders or have everyone order, give them to you, and you can input them in. One of the greatest trainings in the workstation is how to input orders. So that is something that I would truly recommend for you to watch. It is not a long video. It will not take a lot of time, but trust me, there is a lot of things that you need to know from that. One of the things that I tell my newer consultants is that is one of the most important videos that you should watch, because that's really one of the things that, let me tell you, been doing this for a while, and I can tell you that putting in orders is something that not only do you need to know, but the better that you know how to do it, the better you're going to be able to find ways to save your customers money, do things faster, and be able to track your customers. Because here's the other nugget of wisdom, that when you're working this business, is that we have within Scentsy a consumable product. We've got lots of them, but we have products that people don't just have to buy one time. Now, they may buy a warmer one time, but our wax, our cleaning products, our laundry line, our pet line, our body line, can I go on? We have a lot of things that people are going to want to use in their life. And we kind of have everything from on the go products to in the house products to on the body products to the fragrance in the home. We are here to be able to serve our customers. And one way that we are able to do that is to follow up on orders as we receive them, and to make sure that our customers know that Scentsy is here and we have many different ways for them to be able to enjoy fragrance. So when people are inputting orders, that's going to be a place that you're going to want to go to be able to find the information to follow up with. Another great thing as you're starting your business, a great tool that you can start to use for free is an app called Amy, and that's spelled AMI. If you look into the App Store or the Google Play Store, it will come up as Sell with Amy. Okay. That is how you can search it. You can also find more information on the account tab of your workstation. But for the first 4 months, you get Amy for free. And I encourage you to go ahead and download it and use it, because here's the magical thing with this app is that it links directly to your workstation, which means every time that someone places an order, when you want to follow up to say, thank you so much for placing an order with me, I appreciate your business and supporting my family with this, you will then be able to go into your Amy app instead of having to go to your workstation, go to the order tab, look under history, click on their phone number or their email, and write everything out. With the Amy app, all you have to do is open up the app on your mobile device. Everything will be there for you. You can create templates in there, and there are many, many more different ways that you can use the Amy app. And there, of course, is training involved with that. But though that is obviously made available to you, but you do have Amy free for the first 4 months of your business. And that is really a great asset, something that I wish I had had, because let me tell you, I had to come up with lots of different ways to figure out how to follow up with customers. And a lot of it was pen and paper. And let me tell you, when you're working a full-time job and you're a mom and a wife running a household, the last thing you want to do at the end of a long day is sit down with a notebook and try and figure out who ordered from you and what you need to do. If I had had this, it would have made things much easier for me. And maybe I would have started really digging into my business and taking this seriously a lot sooner. So I encourage you to give Amy a try. I think that it's a tool that you're going to find very, very helpful. So I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of these things, but I will tell you that your very first goal should be to get familiar with the workstation, utilize the training portion of your workstation to get more familiar with not only the website, but inputting orders and all of the things that go along with it. Showing up to trainings, if you are sponsor, director, or even myself with our weekly Tuesday trainings. In the Scented Bliss group, we also do a Sunday evening happy hour where we hop on a Zoom together. It's very informal. Again, just another way to connect with people and to have questions answered. And don't forget, of course, you have the Facebook groups. I encourage you to get into those Facebook groups and to look through the files and the albums there, because you're going to find, like I said, we've really been working hard to make sure that we've got plenty of resources available for you. And the other thing that I'm going to leave you with on this initial call is set your goal, determine what you want out of this business, write down why it is important to you or what it means to you to be able to have this be successful. Those are powerful things. Like I said, those are the things that are going to motivate you and drive you to work this business to its fullest. And it's going to be the things that are going to continue to drive you, because they're going to serve you, your family, your loved ones, and the things that you want most for your life. Again, guys, welcome to Scentsy. I'm so excited to have you on this journey with us, and I cannot wait to dive into this more and get to know each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon.